Breaking 90 is a humongous achievement because it means you can get to any golf course and you're going to feel confidential, you're not going to screw it up. You're going to make a lot of golfing friends and you're going to start winning some competitions. The first place that really gets you closer to 90 is the tee ball. We want to hit a little bit longer off the tee, but we want to stay in play. That's why I highly recommend, hey, put your ego aside if you can't hit a driver, get a ladies driver. Look at this shaft. Can you see that? It's like a spaghetti noodle. It's got 12.5 degrees of loft. It's a little bit shorter than a man's driver. Hey, just swing it easy, super soft, as if you're hitting the gentlest little 7-iron. They're so much easier to hit. Get yourself a ladies or senior driver. Look at that. Bam, 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 bam. Now players, the other thing you really need to break 90 or break any scoring barrier is a beautiful rangefinder, because it helps you to get the distances to the things you need to avoid and the things you want to get your ball toward. Also helps you to figure out your distances, because to break 90 you really need to know how far you hit the golf ball carry. When that ball hits the turf, it can do anything. So we want to know the carry distances. For example, here I have 168 yards according to my VistaGet Golf VR30, absolutely money rangefinder, best value you're going to find on the market. And from 168, look, I'm trying to break 90. It's probably at the top end of my comfortable clubs. So what do? I don't hit the ball harder to try get the ball to the hole. As soon as I do that, I bring the bad stuff into play because there's no control. I can top it, I can slice it, I can do all kind of stuff. So what I need to do is say 2 bunkers left and right. So we're going to stay short of those bunkers. Just take out the double out of play or the triple bogey out of play. So it's like 140 to the front of the bunker on the left. So I'm going to hit something that cannot go more than 140. And we're going to be using the 101 Mark IIs from Tacoma for this round. These are very nice clubs if you're just trying to break 100, break 90, get down to low 80s. We've stayed short of both of the bunkers because we were scared of the bunker. If we're not scared of the bunker, we go at it. I haven't played in 2 months, and even as a superb player myself, you lose touch with how you're chipping. You haven't done it in a couple months. So I like to go back to very reliable techniques like the toe down or heel up chip, where you actually go and address the ball with your club flat. You move closer, you pick the heel up, and you give it a putting stroke and hit the ball off the toe of the club. But then on a chip, the thing to remember, all we want to do is get it on the green. Anywhere on this green is good. Anywhere on the green is fine. If it were the same distance long, it's the same shot. Now I make putters and I do prefer a blade putter myself, but I am a fantastic golfer, a 25-year veteran of the game. If I want to break 90 or I'm closer to the beginning of my journey than the end, I would use a nice fat mallet putter. Hey, doesn't have to be the ones I make, but can be something similar. The reason I say it is the long alignment aid at the back really helps you to see where you're lined up to. And they also have the weight in a different area, so it transfers power into the ball without such a big hit like with the blade putter. That's why I recommend mallets, but mainly for the alignment. Caddy, what the hell happened to these greens? They're like, what the hell kind of speed is that? What the hell? What is the speed?
Speed 9.
Don't tell me 9. 9 rhymes with lying swine. If you're trying to break 90, you probably know that the par 5s can be this enigma. You're thinking, bang it up there, get it up, make a bird, par 5, big opportunity for the eagle, maybe from the PGA Tour or something like that. But in reality, we're increasing the par to a par 6, which means we allow for 2 putts, as always, and green in regulation shifts from 3 shots to 4 shots. 535 yards in 4 shots, we're looking at like 135 yards a shot. Do you have a 135 yard club? Yes, you do. Wow, absolute confidentiality. I love the Golf VR because the Golf VR30, I can just shoot very quickly to the edge of this bunker, 187. Now I need to carry 187 to be able to clear that bunker. And that's going to help me to make the correct club choice here, because I don't have a 190 yard club to carry. So that alone already tells me don't go over those bunkers. We're going to go in the bunkers, and then we're going to leave a crazy long shot into a par 5 from a fairway bunker. You know, we always want to remove the bad stuff. So when we see that, we then move over to the right. We shoot the 150 yard marker, which is the white stake. That's 200 yards away. So I have a lot of space up on the right to hit basically anything I want, and then leave myself another shot or two into the green. Wow. Just focus on the contact, get it back in play. Absolutely money. The big reason I love the Vista Get though is because when I shoot the pin from here, there's a lot of background there, a lot of tree, you know, whatever, freaking stems. There's so many. And you often can't see the pin, and it will pick up the background. But the Vista Get Golf 30 is absolutely one of the best. Picks up the pin first time. So we've got 177 yards remaining. Okay, I've got the slope function off. You can put slope on, so it'll pick up the elevation and change the distance for you. Meters and yards, as well as a USB-C type charging, so you never have to use batteries. Absolutely money. And then you're going to hit a little low runner like that, and you know what? It's going to work out just as well. When you play like this, everything's stress-free because you don't have super high expectations, because you know you're just trying to break 90. So you play in a way that breaks 90, and you can accept the crap because you know you have an extra shot in store. Absolutely brilliant. And you don't lose golf balls around the green when you want to break 90. This is going to be a big shot saver. Always is. This is where the low-hanging fruit, as they say in the corporate world, comes from. Okay, we've got maybe 9 yards to reach the front of the green, and then about maybe 16 yards to the hole. So we've got this carry to rollout ratio. A lot of people, I know you probably do it, 56 degree or 60 degree chipping everywhere. Why? I don't know. But please stop, get some help. This is too high aloft with too erratic spin for different distances, and the distance control needed is too complicated if you're trying to break 90. It's a very complicated shot to get the right distance and spin every single time to hit a nice shot. We lower the loft, especially when I'm trying to break 90, start to see the slope, just like we do for putting, get it to roll left to right, uphill, a little bit firmer. We go down to 9 iron, for example, and do the same toe down and chip it onto the green so it rolls up. Now look at that. Easy, easy. Every single time it's going to be easy to do that. A little bit too far, right? But we gave it a chance. Maybe you don't play the ladies driver. Maybe you upgrade, okay? Maybe you're a man. Maybe you play the very hyper-masculine Ignis D1 from Tacoma. This is a nice in-play club, and you have to see the tee shot and rename it as the in-play shot, because that's what it was called and that's what it is. Now we're on a pretty wide hole. We don't hit it too long. We're like 230, 240 off the tee, and now we have confidentiality to bring out the big stick. "125 yards according to the Vista Get Golf VR30. When you're hitting an approach shot from a fairway bunker, club up at least one club. So if it's your pitching wedge, go with 9 and preferably an 8 iron. You always lose about a club to a club and a half from the fairway bunker. But if you're trying to break 90, you probably don't know the secret I picked up. You don't dig your feet into the turf. I see people doing that. Now all you're doing is raising the ball above your feet. That's silly Billy style. You're going to hit it fat more often. Come on, player. Let's get with the program, gangbanger. So what we do is we take a normal stance, don't dig in. We just address the ball as usual. And then right here, you just pick your chin up a little bit. It's going to pick up the low point of your swing, and it's going to clip the ball out. I mean, generally, that's how it works. Let's see if I can pull it off for you, okay? So it's the same as always. And then right before takeoff, lift that chin, then clip it out the bunker. Right on the back of the green. A little bit thin, but thin to win, better than chunk to flunk. I'm going to chip this again with a 9 iron. We're over the back here, and all we have to do, remember, is get it on the green. The green is sloping away from me right to left. So again, my landing spot moves closer to me, not too close to the hole, otherwise it runs off the front of the green and we're chipping back. We just want the putt, right? This is our third shot onto our par 5. And there we go, down the hill. Let's go take it down there. And that's gonna give us a nice little patski. Hit a little softer. Oh, say okay. Here we go, ninja, here we go.
In the hole.
Gangbanger, just call me trombone because I'm a little rusty, haven't played in a while. But even so, to break 90, it's a skill you learn that you can take anywhere no matter how much you played. You're right? It's a course management skill. So when we're on the tee at 161 yards here, we're thinking, oh, go for the hole, go for the pin so we can make a hole in one. There's danger, right? Okay, we have a bunker there and more than likely you're going to push it in there. When we break 90, we get the skill of seeing the field. We see where we should go, where we can go, and we avoid where we shouldn't go. Now, if I go at this hole here, I hit a little fader, I'm in that bunker, short-sided, making a 4 at best and a 5 probably. On the left-hand side, completely open, short, beautiful chip up the green. So we take the club that's going to reach the front edge of the green, and hey, maybe for you it's a 4 hybrid. I'm going to simulate and stimulate that for you. So we've gone so far left there, which yes, it seems like bad because we're so far left, but look at all that green we have to work with now. Absolutely money. And then a good way to minimize damage at all times on the golf course is to see the slope of the green. Big secret to breaking 90, humongous secret. This is downhill, left to right, away from us. If I get too aggressive, I'm in the bunker behind the pin, like a dingleberry. So I have to take note of that slope, play for that, get the ball to stop rolling so much before it gets to the middle of the green instead of just landing it at the middle of the green. So we're going to take our reliable chip and run, let it land before the green, and then let it roll down the hill. Look at that, look at that. Now it's on the green, remember priority, on the green, and look at that. Because I read the slope, I didn't bang it too hard with a sand wedge to land halfway and just skid on. Bam, come on, read the green slope. The slope on the green cannot be overstated how important this is to your successes in golf. We noticed it was down the hill, away from us to the left to right on the slope. Now we are in a position where that slope is still affecting the ball. It's going that way. So it means when we putt, the ball is going to move left to right with that slope. And it's a little uphill. So when we know these couple things, we can adjust our aim and our speed, which is the two most important parts of putting. But if you come up and don't look at the slope, you're just going to hit the same speed every time, finish short uphill, finish long downhill. The rest is up to you for how far to aim outside, and it's also adaptable. You just go with the flow until you find a middle ground. I'm going to go quite high.
In the hole. In the hole.
And it's absolutely freaking perfect. That's why they say drive for show, putt for dough. It's 100% true every time, 80% of the time. Wow, you're getting good at unwrapping golf clubs, huh?
Yeah.
Now, to break 90 players on a par 3, we only have one rule. One rule to rule them all, okay? Don't go in water. That's it. Just avoid the water. How do we do that though? It's very easy to say such a thing. Water is left and short. So where is there no water? Exactly, right and long. So we can finish right and we can finish long. So instead of hitting my normal 139 yard club to the pin, because this hole is 139 yards, I'm going to hit this 150 beyond the hole. It's downhill, so if I take my 145 yard club, it's going to go 150. If you're not hitting it good, you could even go a little bit longer. A little bit badly hit, a little bit to the right. As we said, hey, not in the water, give us a chance at a 3. In the water, you've got a 5, maybe a 6. Player, why are you not breaking 90? The intellectual dork web will have you believe it's because of duff shots every second hole. That's not. That's why you don't break 100. I play with so many people who try to break 90. And the number one thing I see is poor decision making, taking on shots they don't have, which is compounding the next shot to be a bad shot, the next shot to be a bad shot, trying to play catch up. By playing like this, we eliminate the chance of having terrible catastrophes. You have maybe 4 or 5 perfect shots around, right? Most of us do. The way we saw it, the way we drew it up, bam. The other 80, 84 are mediocre at best. Like that little crap 8 iron I hit here. Now I'm in a position to take advantage of this. I'm not going to get upset and I'm going to remain emotionally in control. I'm not going to lose it. I'm going to play the putt, get it on the green. Maybe we get up and down. Maybe it's a bad choice. I could have used a chipping club, but I'm going to show you another way of going around the greens. See, you can use your putter. Keep it low to get the dirty hose, because when you go high, you're going to cry. That's why we always say, keep it low, get the dirty hose.
In the hole. Nice pass.
Brother of the Order of the Stinky Winky, you are probably self-sabotaging so hard. Look at the situation. We've got to go to the pin on the green well above us. We're from hard turf. We've got a deep ass, mother loving, stinky winky, 8 feet deep bunker there. We don't want to go in that thing, right? This is where the sabotage comes in. You've hit a crap one against your plan. You're starting to get a little bit emotional and unstable. I know this. Why do I know this? Because I did it. That's why I'm telling you exactly what you're doing, because I used to do it. Now I'm here mad. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at this shot I have. And this is freaking hard clay. Okay, well, I mean, it's a short par 4, so I've got to do a birdie, right? No, let's go counterintuitive. If we take a 56-degree wedge or 60-degree wedge, it's going to bounce off this hard pan. It's going to hit the ball in the teeth or fluff it. Now you're going to have another shot over that bunker, or you're going to thin it into the bunker, hitting your third from a deep-ass, mother-loving bunker. We don't like that. Let's go counterintuitive. We could even go up to the right and be crazy, but we're going to go a little crazy. Going to take the pitching wedge. Why? Because the sole is not going to impact the shot as much as a sand wedge or a 60-degree. And we're going to go left to a place away from this bunker and then leave ourselves a pitch onto the green. Rather than take on the pin, leave it in the bunker. Oh boy, triple bogey, here we come. See? Low stress shot into the little valley there, chip it on the green, we make our 5. Next time we try hit it to plan in the fairway, get it on the green and make a putt for a birdie or a bogey, but not today. The temptation here is to take the 56-degree, but when you go on an uphill lie, it's going to add some loft, because your stance is going up the hill and your club is adding a few degrees. So instead of a 56-degree, I'm going to club down to a 52-degree. So I'm going to take 4 degrees less loft. It's going to behave like a 56. The 56 will behave like a 60. So now I'm going to have an easier shot to get more distance with the same swing I would use on a flat shot with a 56. Okay, and we're on the green. Beautiful day. Caddy, no good. Honestly, can enough be said about the Vistigate Gold VR30? For this price, best budget rangefinder on the market. But I wanted to draw your attention now to the thing I told you about earlier. You take your new green in regulation number and you divide the length of the hole by that number of shots. It's a par 4, change it to a par 5. We have to hit the green in 3 shots. Let's divide that distance from the tee by 3. Unbelievable. 396. This thing picked up the pin from 396. That's what I'm talking about. 396 divided by 3. So we've got about 135 yards to hit the green. Not saying do this, but I'm showing you how it actually works, because this just gives you the freedom, knowing that this can be the way you play golf, to just relax a little bit and get it on. Man, I hit that so fat. These Tacoma 101 Mark IIs are pretty reliable. I mean, I know what it's like. You stand on the tee, you don't know where the ball's going to go. You got water left, you got trees on the right, an OB further right. You don't know what's happening. You hit the driver thinking, okay, let's get the pain over with. bam, dropping 2, hitting 3 from the tee. Not good. Another lost ball. This negates all of that. 115 yards, pin on the front. We're going long, beyond the pin. I'm too sexy for the fairway. Too sexy for the fairway. There's a couple things that are turning you away from 90. Number one, not high enough on the putt when it's breaking. What high enough means is if it's left to right, you don't aim left enough. If it's right to left, you don't aim right enough. So what happens is the ball goes out, breaks, and goes across the front of the hole here instead of coming on this side of the hole. You can't make putts like that, right? They say never up, never in. Also, not high enough. You're gonna cry enough. And the other one is anxiety when you're hitting the putt, because you haven't committed to your line, you haven't taken it high enough, so now you're not sure if it's right. And that causes deceleration. I went high. I'm not gonna cry. And hey, that's way too far right. I get it. Depends on your golf course, but it's not in the water. I went to one of those men's camps where we all hugged each other and pulled on each other and crawled on each other to release our trauma. So all that trauma I had growing up and I was trying to relive with my 7-iron on the golf course, I have released. So this shot here, where it previously would have upset me because I'm so far right off the fairway, it's embarrassing. My friends are going to think I'm a dingleberry, which I am anyway, but you know what I mean. So now we're all the way on the right. We've missed the fairway, but it doesn't matter. It's completely clear here. You shoot with the VistaGet golf rangefinder, the Golf Via 30. Check the link in the description. Use checkout code for an extra 12% off. Launching 20 March. Absolutely money. We got 190, right? Let's say you're a little bit longer hitting guy, right? A lot of guys out there hit the ball very long and don't know why they don't break 90. It's because the length is not the reason. It's the planning that's the reason you break 90 or don't. The decisions. We got 190 here, ball sitting up. I'm very confidential. I can hit this club. I accept I could go in a bunker. I'm good from bunkers. I accept the bogey beforehand. The pars will come. This is the issue. Over expectation. A big message to take away. You've been propagandized by big golf and by the intellectual dork web that distance is the most important. Distance is useless without control. Therefore, what is important is distance control. Give me the guy who hits a pitching wedge 115 yards on the dot every single time over the guy who hits a pitching wedge between 125 and 155. Distance control, okay? I mean, that is absolutely heavenly. We use the VistaGet Golf Via 30 right here to measure to the edge of that water, to know how far I need to carry. It's a high stress golf hole. One of the best in Thailand, in my opinion. Looking a bit dry, they're going to renovate this. Water left, 2 lots of water. Water short, bunker right, OB right ski, dogleg left, absolutely amazing. Raised green, surrounded by bunkers. Best hole I've seen. But we can take the course designer out of the picture. Okay, you're constantly fighting a battle against the course designer, and he doesn't care about you, right? The guy who designed this is probably dead or sitting somewhere having a freaking beer. Doesn't care who you are, and you're getting angered by him by hitting shots you don't have into hazards he put there. That's silly Billy. So what I'm going to do is go with a 6-iron to clear this water. I only need 120 to clear the water. Not mine. That's what I'm going to do. Objective number 1, 120, and then we'll deal with the rest when we get there, okay? 6-iron should easily clear 120, even with a crap strike. There's a blue pin, 195, lots of green to work with. So we're already pre-planning our final shot. What do we want into the hole? 200. I'm not going to take on a shot where the bunkers come into play. They're very deep, very difficult. That's 160 and 165 to reach them. I'm going to stay short of 165. Pitch it on the green, use all that beautiful space we have to the back pin to let it roll up and release like you do after you've watched a Paige Sprainiac video. So we go with a 150 yard club, knowing we're never going to reach 165. Why? Because we know our distances. That's a prerequisite. You can't play golf if you don't know your distances.
Shot.
Absolutely money. We're going to chip this pitching wedge from freaking far out. Well, we get lucky sometimes and just top the hell out of that, and it's going to work out perfectly. And that's it. Golf is also a game of extreme luck. People will be like, oh, that's a lucky shot. Doesn't really count if you shoot a good score with lucky shots, etc. Well then, buddies, the opposite is true. We can't count the unlucky shots. What do we do? Do we retake them? These are golfers in name only. Gynos. Golfer in name only. True golfers, such as myself, understand the nuance of the game. Downhill, left to righter, talking while reading. Haven't had a yak in a while, so I'm yakking to you. Matty Boom Boom with the left to righter. For the Masters win, and he's gone low. He's gone low! Players, this is a 9 wood. I found it as a junk shop. It's a piece of crap, but you know what? It's the simplest thing in the world to hit instead of a 4 iron or 3 iron. Absolutely money. Use the clubs that work for you, right? You can get a chipper. You can get a big fat ass sandwich, a ladies driver. It don't matter what you use, player. Get what works for you. Now, on a par 5, again, we're not here to be a big dog, big dick energy, mother loving Eldrick. We want the ball in play, in play shot, and we're going to take the simplest club, which I mean, a 9 wood, 7 wood, absolutely money. Wow, dead straight shots. Straight shots, no kissing. So the Golf V30 is telling me 327. So we got to think, okay, we've got 3 shots here, or we have 2. 327 divided by 2, we've got like 165 in. 2 shots of 165. I have a club that can go 180, so maybe I'll hit that and leave myself 145 in if I hit a good one. Not going to force it, natural power, natural distance. Look at that, thinned it like hell, but I didn't try swing it too hard, and we got ourselves a shot. Come on, the slope before the ball. Okay, didn't swing around as much as we want, but we're on the right edge, all that.
Very nice.
And it always comes down to the game inside 100 yards. Whatever score you're trying to break, doesn't matter whether it's freaking 80, 100, 90, doesn't matter. You drive for show, you chip and putt for the dough. The intellectual dork web will have you believe that it's not drive for show, putt for dough. But no one really believes that, because let me explain the origin of that. That's from Bobby Locke, an old South African guy from, he's dead already, so long ago, as a like short, sort of like offhand remark, drive for show, putt for dough. And then it goes into this whole thing that someone wrote a freaking book trying to disprove. I mean, man, talk about having too much time on your hands. Maybe in academia they need to give them some actual work to do. It's drive for show, inside wedge range for dough. That's how it is, how it always will be in golf. Giving a read as he goes. Oh, he's low again. You see, low. Bloody hell, bastard. And every now and then you're going to get a beautiful little hole that's just not too long, feels right in your comfort zone, and you can actually take advantage of it, you know? Not to be crazy aggressive, but to be confidential, comfortable, and committed to the shot. Okay, now when you are struggling, I mean, like sometimes I struggle with the distance control after a while. I just like to look up. Okay, we're going to go well left here. Look at where we want this ball to roll, and then we're going to set up looking at the ball, make sure we're aligned, and then we're just going to hit while looking up.
In the hole.
And here's the reality of trying to go for par 5s in 2, which I often do on this hole especially. I'm not going to hit this driver too hard. I'm using natural power. So when you see somebody playing really good golf, they're using natural power. They're not trying to overextend themselves and smash the ball to get better results, because they know the smoothness, the slowness, the stillness is what produces the distance and produces the results. The overhype smashing and getting out of your comfort zone brings bad results. So we pick the line over the right edge of those bunkers. We know our shot shape coming out, and we just put a nice swing on it. This is how it looks through the rangefinder. Bit difficult because I'm trying to hold it up to the camera. But it's 191 to the blue pin there. 191 to the hole. So we use the rangefinder always to see exactly the distance we need to go. And that pin's at the back, just behind this bunker. So I need a club that will clear that bunker, because even when we're going for it, we want to mitigate the disaster or nullify the chance of a disaster. So we have to clear that bunker if we're going on that line, or push the ball out to the right. I'm going to take a club that will guaranteed clear that bunker from 191 and give it a committed shot. Any lack of commitment is going to put me in that bunker. And I mean, I'll make a par, but it's a tough shot. I'd rather have a chip somewhere from the right. So we're going at the hole with a club we know will get there. See, so we put it a little bit to the right, and that's going to give us a putt across the green. No probs up there. And when we get up to putts like this, as better golfers, we look for the 2-putt, trying to get as close to the hole as we can after this putt. Maybe sink it. We just don't want the 3-putt. But we can accept the 3 putts are going to happen. And that's okay. And break 90, you're going to have 1 or 2 around, but you want to limit that to 1 around if possible. That's going to bring you down below 890 every time. Every now and then a 3-putt's going to happen, and then we can't go off this plan, we can't go off our strategy. The key here is to reset your mind. Next hole, the next thing in front of you is a tee shot. Easy way to play better golf is to play your own shot shape, okay? We want to break 90, we're not trying to fight anything. One of these things where people say they have like a 2-way miss, I believe most of the time it's people trying to talk themselves into the opposite shot shape that they have. So if you hit a slice, you're just trying to hit a draw because it's cooler and your slice is weak, right? Just play the slice for now, get a lesson in person with a human being who's very good at teaching, and he'll get you to hit a little straighter. You can play the fader. Jack Nicholson played a fader. Tiger likes a fader. And the nice way to use a fader, come to the right-hand side, especially when there's trouble on the right, hit it up the left, and just use all that new perspective you've given yourself for a little fader. Little fader. Right in play with my 12.5 degree driver, Lady Flex, 43 inches, lovely. It's a VistaGet telling me 168, right? Golf via 30, check the link in the description. So we're going to play this one a little left. It's a short-sided chip, but it's not that short-sided like on the right side. The right side is dead. So we're always looking for no-go zone and, hey, upside. We want to increase the upside, decrease the downside. So 168, I'm going to hit a shot down to the left side in that valley, chip it on, try and make the par. You know, the funny thing is that when you play golf like this, people around you who are better golfers respect the way you play and actually want to play more with you, because they know that you've identified what you can do and you're leveraging, I hate to use the term, what you can do linked in, like in the moment. You can take your game and apply it to every moment. That is so impressive. It's not impressive, and it's downright embarrassing when people get, you know, unhinged when they don't actually pull off the correct shots because they don't actually have them, and then they go worse and worse deep into a black hole. We avoid that by missing out on so much of that junk. Little 56 degree, chip it on.
In the hole.
Now I go too high. It's either too low, it's too high, too far. You saw the hole of the moon. With 315 to the hole on a par 4, the potential 90 break is thinking, oh, here comes the big dog. How far do we hit the big dog at this level of golf? Are we hitting that ball 300, remotely close to 300? No. It's normally 200 up to 250, 250 being the ultimate maximum with any control. So if you come and try bomb a driver up there to get it on the green, you're going to try hit it harder. Let me show you the best case scenario of a good player hitting a drive to a green protected mostly by water on the left, OB on the right with a very thin sliver of fairway with bunkers in the way. This is the best case scenario you can hope for. Now we're on the right there next to the bunkers, and I'll show you the shot that we get from there. Okay, that's going to be the general shot. Look, if you hit a draw, you're hitting it toward the water. Hey, maybe you get lucky. For a good player, you're going to pull that shot off onto the green or in a birdieable position maybe 2 out of 10 times with a low percentage shot. That's why even good players don't play that shot. That's why trying to smash your driver another 50 yards further leads to you topping the ball, leads to you being in very bad positions instead of just hitting a very reliable shot you always have on a short par 4, which is a great opportunity for a 4. And I'm thinking, what do I want into the screen from 320? With this, I can leave myself a 140, 130 yard shot easily. Low stress, not thinking about anything, don't have to hit the ball hard, just get natural distance, and I'm going to leave myself a natural wedge into the green. This is the kind of shot that's the undoing of the potential 90 breaking man. We've got 127, pin is on, it's got a white color, it's on the middle, but it's on the middle back. So it's over the dome, over the rise, and then it falls away to the water. Going at this pin, ball slightly above my feet, going to bring the right to left movement in, going to make it come in hot. It might go past the pin into the water. I'm just going to stay short. I'm just going to stay short. I don't care. I'll have a long putt. Better than hitting in the water and having to re-hit, because I think it's yellow water, so not good.
Shot.
And that's fine. Look, we're probably going to 3-putt from there. I don't want to lose golf balls. So here's the situation with the big drive that we wanted to hit on the green. Now we chip over bunkers toward water, like purely toward water, where there's no angle here where we chip, where there's no water beyond the pin or beyond the distance we want to go. So again, all I really have to aim at here is where my ball finished with the wedge anyway. See, like that's the best landing spot I could make. If I go further, it'd probably bound off into the water, and I was taking that slope all the way down left to where I would be with a wedge at worst anyway. Now I've got a huge ass. This is like going surfing for the first time and encountering your first barrel, and you're screwed. You're done. The swells are too high. You're done. I mean, if that gets close, that would be a miracle. That would be a miracle. Yeah, I mean, freaking what, 10, 12 feet. That's about as good as we're gonna do. Change caddy. I need to change caddy. I have to bring you to a long par 3. Like, I'm not gonna play the 134 yard tees there and show you how great I am, which I am. I'm going to show you, like, if you get an actual long par 3 of 180 yards, right? How do we play it? Because, you know, when it comes to a long par 3, there always has to be some form of bailout, some form of easy route to make a bogey. That's a course designer thing. Actually, you know what? Check the link in the description for the book you should read to become a player. Here we have, basically, if you look at this as a par 4, there's a fairway and an approach shot. Look at that. It perfectly sets up like a dogleg left. I don't have a 180 yard club that's reliable. I don't want to go in any of these bunkers. They're too far from the hole. You know, super greenside, no problem, but these ones can give you, really give you ants in your pants. So I take a 150 yard club, aim it down the fairway. Hey, look, it depends how confidential you are. I'm going to hit this beautiful club, 150. I mean, if you don't have a 150 yard club, you're actually not playing golf. I should have concentrated on the shot there. We've left ourselves a little 55 yard shot remaining here. And I'll show you something you could maybe do on your course. Don't do this in tropical places like I am in Thailand. This grass doesn't suit it because it gets stuck in it like Velcro. You might have fescue, you might have bent grass, you might have some fine grasses. You can just chip it along the ground, get it on the green. I might not here, but you'll get the idea. Yeah, it gets held up a bit by the grass, so I could have got a better result. But we're putting, and that's just, you know, keeping it low to get the dirty hose. Not too shabs, not too shabs. Short hole again, playing it responsibly. You know, when you play the short holes like an adult, you score good. So we're going just like a 7 iron off the tee, a 6 iron off the tee could be good. And we're going to commit nicely, knowing we'll have a short club in. Right, center of the green. Oh, that was not a good read at all. But you know what? We're on in two putts. We cannot complain. We cannot complain with a par. We've got 125, and actually in the 101 MK2, I didn't know because I didn't look at the bag, but there's actually a gap wedge that fills that gap, like we were talking about, like Jack Lofts. So that's pretty cool, because I was going to hit the pitching wedge and I saw, hey, I got a G wedge here. I did not even see that. Oh, it's freaking money. Whew, didn't see it for a damn, on the left side of the green. Just off to the side, just keep it low. We bang in the hose, make a putt, grab a slut. That's how I like to think about it. No man, it's supposed to be quicker than that, Cads. Why did you make them so slow today? Huh? You're supposed to come out beforehand and make them quicker.
But I think you not stroke, huh?
I'm not stroke. That's true.
Yeah. Nice.
Reframe your game. You don't have to play the game everyone's trying to push you into, or one that you expect other people to think you should play. This is a par 5, dog leg left around the water. Very short as the crow flies. I can hit a driver over the left side of it, but it's such a low percentage shot. You know, you hit the low percentage shot, you then try to catch up, you make more bad decisions, worse decisions, your score spirals, and then you mentally spiral. Sticking to the plan is the hardest part. If you can do even one of these things I've shown you in this round, in your next round, pick 1 or 2 and just do it. You're going to play much better golf, right? Slowly it snowballs. Here I'm going to hit a 6 iron because I don't want to go OB in the house. I don't want to go into the water on the left. It's a very real possibility with the clubs in my bag, right, as a 90 breaker. So get this in play, turn this into a 3 or 4 shot par 5 and just be comfortable with that. Now let's take some time to make a decision. You know, to break 90, what I notice people do not think. It's autopilot, pull a club, hit it, get cross, do it again and non-stop. Let's take a second, okay? We can go over these trees. No, we can't. Let's get it out of our mind. Come on, let's not be stupid, okay? Where we are here to the 100-yard mark. Wow, clear shot, no water, no trees, easy game. 100-yard marker is 169 yards away. So if I move that a little bit left over the white marker, I can hit 169, be in line. But if I hit 169, I'm in the rough at the 100-yard marker. So let's hit it 20 yards short of it, Maybe we'll have like 120 into the hole from the middle of the fairway though, because we're 20 yards short of the stake, which is into the rough a few yards. Let's go pitching.
Yep.
So I hit a pitching wedge, and then from there another wedge onto the green. Instead of bringing the water into play with a top shot, hitting the trees with one that didn't get high enough because I don't know my trajectory 100%. I'm on hard turf as well, so it's not necessarily going to give me a good strike. So let's be more conservative, take the water out of play, play far from it, set ourselves up another wedge. Easy game. So there we go, 6-iron pitching wedge to a par 5. That might look like a 4 hybrid, 9-iron, 9-iron to you. Maybe something like that. It's just so chill, right? And remember, we'll always be planting. You've got to plant a feather to grow a birdie, okay? That's the main thing. This ground is very firm, so we have to make sure we plant this bad boy. Now remember, that birdie might not come in your round, but there's an international birdie bank. So every time you plant a feather, somewhere a birdie grows, someone harvests it. So keep planting so you can get yours. There's always a temptation to try poo-poo because it hits a nerve, right? You know you can do better, you just don't make the right decisions. Maddie Boom Boom the Great is a great golfer, far infinitely better than I am. This doesn't apply to me because he's so much better than me. He hits the ball so well, which is true. I am superb. But how many great shots have I hit this round? Like where you couldn't hit that. I hit a few fluffy ones, I hit a few thinny ones. And look how the score is. You don't have to be an amazing ball striker. You don't have to be a superb golfer to break 90. You just need to keep the ball in play and avoid disasters. That's how simple it is. And use the clubs you have to do it instead of trying to be a hero. I mean, honestly, I'll be real with you. This could be a 3-putt as well. I mean, I don't know the speed of the greens. I'm not concentrating enough. Or could be the first 1-putt of the day. No, my caddy's no good. Caddy no good.
Nice par.
That's how we do it, players. That's how you break 90. Don't be a jabroni. Don't be a dingleberry. Don't give in to the intellectual dork webs, the data dorks. Play your game. Know your game. Play to what you can. Avoid disaster. You're going to break 90 like a bazzouse.